watching Where You Live. We are 100 meters underground at the John Hart Generating Station. This is one of the water bypass tunnels, goes about 50 meters in there. So cool. You're watching Where You Live on Shaw TV. You're watching Where You Live. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. With me, Stephen Watson from BC Hydro. We are about 40 meters underground here.
About that. About
40 meters. And this is the actual Powerhouse where the John Hart Generating Station is now going to be as of May, right? The
by fall, this facility will be fully operational.
Okay, so we have a couple of things that we want to talk to you about. So this is a 1.1 billion with a B, billion-dollar project. Who are the contractors that are behind this? This is massive.
Yeah, it's InPower BC, and that's basically SNC-Lavalin and their team, which is Acon, Civil Design. We have Frontier Camper excavate all the rock out. We have General Electric is our turbine generator supplier, and a whole mix of different people. So we had up to 500 people working on this site in June of 2017. It's trending downward now as we go through the commissioning stage.
And what about injuries? This is a massive job site.
Well, our contractor, we have a bit of a statement. Safety is at the heart of our project. It'll play there, but safety is so paramount, and our contractor's done a fantastic job in promoting that within the people working here. So we just surpassed 2.7 million person hours of work without a lost time accident, and that's so important. And then it's things like environments, where water quality management on this site. We're in the middle of the Elk Falls Provincial Park. So water quality management, the sticker program with recovering frogs, we're about 150 red-legged frogs removed from the site, to that promotion of environment, to the reservoir. We did not have one water turbidity issue in the reservoir when we did all that upstream work, and that's the drinking water supply for the city of Campbell River. It was a project risk. So we're just going in a nice, steady, solid rate as we look towards commissioning in fall of this year.
Unbelievable. That is fantastic. Now, who did you say is providing the actual turbines, the actual electrical part of the turbines?
So SNC-Lavalin developed a team, and their turbine generator supplier is General Electric. And so they're working on the site to get all electrical and mechanical up and running so we can start these facilities. The water bypass facility will be up and running around May. And then we have the turbines coming online around in the summertime, leading up to all three generators up and running by fall.
All right. Now, my next question would be, how fast is the water going to be coming in here? Because it's coming down underground, so it's going to have a bit of like motion to it, and the gravity is going to be pulling it. How fast is that going to be coming into these turbines?
Well, the power tunnel shaft drops about 65 meters, it hits an elbow, comes down the 1.6 kilometer power tunnel, about a 1% grade. Then it turns 90 degrees, coming in this direction, passes through the turbines, 124 cubic meters per second of water flow potentially in the wintertime. And then it comes through and we'll see the surge chamber where that water will enter after that. But we get about a 10% gain in power output using the same amount of water, but it's more efficient equipment for this time.
All right. Well, we're going to pick this up at the other end of the cavern of the Powerhouse. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Where You Live. We'll be right back. We are now at the other end of the Powerhouse, looking back where we were. Stephen Watson here from BC Hydro. So Stephen, behind us, it's the three generators where the water's going to be coming in, creating electricity, and then it goes out. And where does it go from there?
A lot of water flow will pass through the three turbines and enter the surge chamber, which will go to soon. And that water flow will then go to the Campbell River. It's about 600 meters of that tunnel as well. So we have the power tunnel where we were at. Now we're in the Powerhouse. We're going to go to the tail race tunnel. So right here, this was basically as long as an NFL football field, 10 stories high.
Wow.
It's filled with a lot of concrete. The water bypass facility is just down below us, and so that'll protect that fish habitat downstream.
Right. Now, I'm also seeing a lot of electronics going in. So the water goes through, it doesn't fill this cavern. This is actually the Powerhouse.
Right. Yeah.
So, and behind Gord, like behind camera, is an office space, again, full of electronic gizmos and gadgets and big consoles. So how many people will actually be here in this office on a regular basis? Do we know that yet?
Well, basically, it's this is going to be great for when we do maintenance.
Right.
It'll be well coordinated from this office complex.
Right.
There'll be maybe half a dozen people here during the day, to be determined. But we have at Vancouver Island Generation, which is based on Campbell River, we have about 60 people. And so they'll be here and there, but it's when we do the maintenance, we can get up to 40-odd people working here. In
here, if you need it. Okay. So maybe explain the generators themselves. Like, how deep is the generator itself? There's 3 of them.
There's 3 turbines. So basically the water flow comes in, hits a scroll case, like the turbine. That spins a turbine shaft, which is the rotor, which is connected to that. And the rotor spinning, and that creates the magic of electricity. Okay. And from there, the cables go out through the service tunnel, connect to the substation. And that'll be enough power to supply about 80,000 homes when this is all said and done. All right.
So when people go to flip on their lights, that's why it works.
In Campbell River, their power is going to be coming from here come fall of this year. Right now it's existing station, but it's a pretty exciting time.
Now, one of the reasons that this is being built is for seismic upgrading, because the original generating station was built in the 1940s.
That's right.
So in the event of an earthquake, it would basically crumble.
Well, I mean, the existing facility, the penstocks are in low, they wouldn't be able to stand low to moderate earthquake. This is all in bedrock, which was seismically very strong. So we have a new facility, so reliability is there. It's in bedrock, seismically very strong, and then we have the water bypass facility to protect downstream fish habitat. So the project's achieving exactly what we need it to. Okay, and there's a whole lot of cement. A lot of concrete was placed here. I think around here was around the equivalent of about 4 Olympic-sized swimming pools, something in that category. So it's just a contractor in Power BC is doing a fantastic job, and we're all getting excited about the water flowing through here later this year. All right, well, that's going to be a very exciting time. So, all right, next we're going to go to... We're going to go to the surge chamber. The surge chamber, okay. It's a big cavern. It's pretty exciting. All right. Okay, stay right where you are. You're watching Where You Live. We will be right back.
The John Howard Kids Start program is a mentoring program for children in our community between the ages of 6 and 18 who have a need to have a volunteer in their lives. They're referred because they are considered vulnerable or have the potential to become vulnerable. They might be getting bullied at school, they might be suffering academically or socially, struggling with personal situation, like they may have lost a parent or a guardian. And they're referred to us because their guardian or parent has reached out and said that they would like to have an extra support person in their life, a person like a grandma or grandpa figure, an auntie or an uncle figure, who can spend 3 hours a week with them, doing recreational things, baking cookies, walking the dog, playing board games, maybe going to a movie or a hockey game, things that volunteers like to do anyways. I'm told again and again that the volunteers that are participating in this program really enjoy doing the things that they were doing anyways. They're just now doing it with a little buddy along, and they're going out in our community and having fun, and they get the reward of seeing that this little person who's a part of their life for a year or longer gets to thrive, their self-esteem is boosted, their confidence improves, and they get to see that this child is so eager to spend time with them, often counting down the sleeps in between visits, and then lighting up when they see one another. The child, which we call the mentee, and the mentor, lighting up when they see one another, and being the highlight of one another's weeks. And so once the match is made, they continue to see each other for 3 hours or more a week and develop, many of them, a lifelong committed friendship. To find out more information about Kids Start, please visit us at our website or give me a call. I look forward to hearing from you.
You're watching Where You Live. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. Stephen Watson joining us from BC Hydro. He's been with us all show. This has been incredible. So we've been through the whole site, and now we are in the surge chamber. But in another couple of months, this is going to be full of water. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so water where it comes through the water bypass facility starting in May, and then later on in the summer and the fall when it comes out of these outlets from the turbines, it's going to hit the wall, take a lot of the dissipation out of the water flow, and then it's going to go down about 600 meters down the tail race tunnel. Okay. And that's where it's going to re-enter the water.
And the water velocity is going to be the same, or if not even less, than the current discharge out of the existing station. So from a public safety point of view and all those kind of things, it's going to be, it's going to come under the, it's going to enter the river underneath, not spill over. It's going to come in under.
From underneath.
That's right.
Okay. So we won't actually be able to see where it's coming from.
That's right. It'll just be a discharge. It'll come out. You know, through BC Hydro, working within Power and SSC11, there's a maintenance program, so we'll actually de-water these tunnels about every 4 years or so for inspection. Okay. But by and large, yeah, this whole area will be full of water. So, you know, the Tailrace Tunnel, it's 10.5 meters tall.
Wow.
And this is even higher. So it's kind of like a cathedral.
So behind Gord are these are the three water bypass.
That's right.
Surge.
So they have the ability to carry 80 cubic meters per second of water flow, and we picked that number because that's the number that keeps the Campbell River downstream fully covered with water. We're not exposing any gravel.
Yeah.
Whereas the discharge out of the generating station is 124 cubic meters per second. But we don't need the extra discharge here because we just need to keep that river flow covered, and this does it. So they'll be operating as needed to during maintenance or unplanned events we need to use them. It's going to be just a real quick transfer of water flow.
So these three are the bypass.
That's right.
And then these three over here,
come from the turbines.
Big towers, are the turbines.
That's right. So after they pass through the turbines, they discharge into this area and then head out downstream.
Wow.
So,
okay. Awesome. Now, when they get downstream, it's going to come out underneath the river, so nobody's going to know that it's actually there or even happening.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be, in many ways, it's all underground. It'd be hard-pressed to know there's a generating station here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're pretty proud of the work. I know the contractor's extremely proud of the work, and we're nearing the finish line, so.
Yes, just another couple of months.
That's right, a couple of months for water flow, and then this fall when everything's up and running. So we're really focusing on electrical, mechanical, protection and control works of the project, which is really important work. It doesn't get the glory of all this, but these facilities need to be running.
Well, and it's a lot quieter. I was saying it's a lot quieter, like in the powerhouse and in the tunnels, than when we first came down almost a year ago. It was so noisy down here. And this time, there's like little mice.
We've moved from the electrical, the rock removal process, the civil work with the placement of concrete. Now we're doing the final touches and the cabinet work and all those kinds of things, the cable trays. And so it's a very precise work and not a lot of noise. But it's just a great project.
All right. You're watching Where You Live. We're at the John Hart Generating Station in the new part. This is actually the surge tunnel. And very shortly we are going to head up top to the viewing platform so we can see the whole site from above what you can see. Right now we're going to have a look at this top 5.
I'm the Children and Youth Librarian at the Campbell River branch, and here are 5 things you might not know about your local library. Number 1, did you know that the value of a Campbell River library card is worth over $1,000 and it only goes up in value the more that you use it? Number 2, going on vacation and want to read a book but worried about all those pesky baggage fees? Then download our app Libby for access to thousands of ebooks and audiobooks. You can even come into the library for help with setting it up. Number 3, can't find what you're looking for at your branch? We can send it from one of our 38 other branches right to your branch. Number 4, think the Children and Youth Librarian is only in it for all the fun, singing, and games? Well, that definitely is a highlight of the job. I also act as a literacy liaison and am available to come into schools for literacy promotion, or you can even bring your class to the library. Number 5, heard of a really good book with a blue cover and can't quite remember anything else about it? Come to the library and book a one-on-one session with a librarian for e-support, research help, and finally finding that book you can't quite put your finger on.
You're watching Where You Live. We are back above ground here at the John Hart Generating Station in Campbell River. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. We've been spending all day with Mr. Stephen Watson of BC Hydro, who's here to explain what's going to happen above ground over the next year and a half. So, Stephen, the penstocks that stretch on up the hill to the dam, they're going to disappear.
That's right. So we'll have water flowing through the tunnel exit, which is just to the left of the crane, and that'll take over the water discharge into the Campbell River by fall of this year. And then after that, we're going to decommission and remove the existing above ground facility. So the powerhouse will be removed down to the floor level. All the penstocks will be removed and revegetated. And 2 of the 3 surge towers will be removed. One will stay. It's got communications equipment on it. It's not part of the new system at all, but it'll stay in place.
Okay, and it's staying just because of historical value?
It's communication links.
Okay.
It's a bit of a visual aid for the airport.
Yes.
And there's some heritage value for people. At least it won't be 3, but 1. But
It'll be 1. Okay.
They're pretty stoic structures.
All right. So where everything was above ground, what's going to go there now?
Well, basically,
trees, grass?
Yeah, it'll be revegetated, particularly the penstock corridor.
Okay.
People walk across the penstocks to Elk Falls.
Yep.
And so those wooden penstocks will be all removed, remove some contaminated soils on the surface, the creosote elements of that.
Yep.
Then wildland standards, and then natural vegetation. So over a period of time, it's like there wasn't even a facility here.
Wow. And when will that be completed by?
Should be finished by, the decommissioning should be finished around fall of 2019.
All right. So when that's all done, I understand there might be a couple more projects on the horizon that you're going to transition into. What's next?
That's right. There's 3 large projects that we're in planning stages right now, and we'll begin regulatory approvals later on. So, and they all start around 2021. So a bit of a lull for a year or 2.
Yep.
And then if we get the approvals and regulatory approvals, they'll start. And basically, it's a seismic upgrade to John Hart Dam.
Of the dam itself?
The dam itself.
Okay.
That'll be 3-4 years of construction work. Then we're replacing the 3 spillway gates of the Door Dam for seismic withstand. And then we're putting in a tunnel or excavated channel, we're not sure which, on the right bank of the Strathcona Dam. And that allows us to draw down the reservoir post-earthquake to ease pressure in the dam. So that's another big project that'll start around 2021. So more jobs, more economic opportunities for Campbell River. So we'll continue to work closely with the community and as we approach those dates.
Well, fingers crossed that there's no earthquake until then.
No, not in our lifetime.
Not
ideally.
in our lifetime. Okay. All right, Stephen, thank you so much. This has been amazing. And if people wanted to get more in-depth information or some historical data or video footage, where would they go?
Well, they can go to the John Hart Project Interpreter Center. It's open 3 days a week right now, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But YouTube's a source. Shaw TV's done a lot of work over the years, so there's a lot of avenues like that. And then another visual is our monthly construction reports. I issue a monthly construction report at the end of each month. That's on the Chamber of Commerce website, the BC Hydro website, and it's just pictures are worth 1,000 words, and there they are, so go check them out.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us today for Where You Live. We'll see you soon.